Problems don't end there. So, so yeah, if you remember when I had it down on the ground, I showed you that. But I've done some more digging there as well, and that's also rather a lot worse. That. Hello folks, welcome back. So, still on the camper. If you watched the last episode, you would have seen me do a load of work to the step here. That's all done. And then my next plan was to move on to this repair here, around here, and sort of sort all that out. But I did a little bit of digging, and it's not good. Right, there's the torch. Yeah, so probably about three or 4 years ago, maybe, I had a rust bubble up here. Just to show you, there. Got a little bit it kind of started to crack and come away. So I had the paint shop perform a temporary repair, just to sort of tidy it up for that season. And then, as mentioned in the last video, everything happened with COVID and what have you, so it didn't really get used. So anyway, yeah, so I got it up in the air and I noticed a problem. So let's get this in the right direction. First of all, I noticed a small hole there. I've done a bit of digging, it's worse, and this is filler here. I didn't realise it was quite so bad when the temporary repair was done, because what should actually be the case is, let's see if I can get this in the right place for you. That should be a separate piece of metal that kind of juts out, and there should be a gap up here between the two, and obviously there isn't because it's all been filled in. I suspect obviously when it was cleaned up there wasn't a lot of that left, so therefore it's ended up like that. There's also a hole, you can see that in there, up in here, which is a bit of a problem. And when we come round to the inner arch or sill end, we've got a hole here and there. So this has turned into a bit more of a serious repair. So what I'm going to do first of all is have a look here and then work out if I need this entire panel that comes round here, or if this is good at the bottom, and because you can buy a panel that's like a lower section here for this piece. I'll buy a new one of them. Now that's going to be a problem, because obviously that is your rear suspension mounting. So I'm going to need to make sure I take some good measurements as to where this position is, and make sure that it ends up in exactly the right position, because otherwise you can imagine if that's either too far forward or too far backwards, the wheel is going to move either this way or that way, which is not good. So I'll have to be taking a load of measurements to make sure I get that back in exactly the right place. Problems don't end there. So so yeah, if you remember when I had it down on the ground, I showed you that. But I've done some more digging there as well, and that's also rather a lot worse. But that's not too much of an issue, because I've actually got the panels for that, which are in there, so they're complete panels for both sides, and they'll go up in there. And these are my rear ones, which I mentioned before, so they will go like so. So I've got a new one of them. I imagine that won't fit very well, but we'll soon find out. So yeah, rather a lot more to do than I first thought. That's the way these things go. Always happens with MX-5s as well, so it's got to be done right. There's no point in me messing about with it. So, you know, I could sort of fudge that a bit. I could sort of, you know, plate in here, and I could sort of do some stuff under here and hide that and get away with it for another couple of years, but there's just no point. If we're going to paint the van and sort of most of the whole bottom side of the van, then I don't want to do it again. So we also might be, obviously I want to find out how bad that actually is in there. You can buy this panel as well, it goes along here, and you can also buy that section, but we need to find out what exactly we're dealing with first. It does become a bit more of a headache, because if I've got to start going too high up here, all the interior's got to come out, which is not fun, but it's got to be done. Alright, so what I'm going to do first, I think, is I'm going to start cleaning up. I think I'm going to start cleaning up this area first, just digging into it and finding out what we've got. And then I'm going to start dealing with this area, finding out what we've got there, and then learn with. I think this panel's probably okay. I mean, we can see the back face of it. You know, it's not, you know, it's quite a solid van really, considering, you know, I don't think it really has had much in the way of welding in the past. You know, you don't often see the arches looking as good as that. There's a bit here, but I don't know what that's about. Let's dig that out now. Okay, well, let's dig. Let's waste no further time. Actually, do you know what? That looks like that might be from a dent. Yeah, I think it is. That's from a dent. It's been not very well done. But anyway, let's dig in there. Let's find out what we're dealing with, and I'll show you what I find. It's pretty bad. So yeah, all that to deal with. This panel here is, it's kind of got pinholes in it all the way up to about that point. So I don't know what I'll do yet. I might just repair it to that point, or I might do the whole thing. The thing is, though, you know, it's really difficult to get these seams right, and they are so good at the front here. I might just do a bit of cleaning up under there. Actually, it looks a bit bubbly there. That might be my deciding factor. If there's a problem there, that'll make me decide. But otherwise, it's good up to sort of that point there. So I might be able to just repair it from there back. Obviously this is gone. That used to come around there, so that's gone. That's all knackered. So yeah, so I'm going to need, at the very least, I'm going to need that repair panel from sort of here down, and this lower sill or outer sill, whatever they call it. It's a bit of a suspect area there, but worst case scenario, I can fold up a piece to do that whole piece along there if I need to. So I probably don't need to buy the panel for that. I'm gonna just do a bit more cleaning in that area. There's a bubble there, and then I'll move on to the back. So I'm not going to mess about too much here. I'm literally going to remove that piece, I think, because we know that's dead, and we know we need to get up into these anyway. So that can just go. All right. So yeah, turning into a much bigger project, but hey ho, it's got to be done. Okay, folks, this is where we are now. So last section, we showed you what we found there, and now I've cut open this rear section. So yeah, a couple of things. I'm currently not sure about the bottom of this. I'll show you why in a minute. The bottom of this, well, this seam here is gone, and there's also a hole there, but torch behind, you should be able to see that. So I think I am going to buy the whole section round here, and I won't replace it up here because I don't think there's any need to. But what I will do is cut off a section there and a section here to use in repair. Plus that gives me a bit of leeway then if the thing doesn't fit right, because you know, these panels, they're all right. These are good, the better quality ones as well. But as you can see, like that one there, it's not great at the bottom there. You can see it doesn't line up. Can't really point to it and hold the camera at the same time. But if I am using, you know, cutting off a section of panel here, I can actually lower that a bit so it meets better here. So, because that will drive me absolutely nuts. I may be able to make that better when I actually go to fit the panel, but that will drive me insane. Can't deal with things like that. Other issues are, so the panel I bought, to go in here. So what I wasn't aware of was there's actually a seam here, and that basically comes down here and along there, so you can just about see some of it there. So the repair panel, which I purchased to go in here, is somewhat overkill for what I need. Just get that in, try not to knock the torch off. That didn't go well, did it? Right. So that is actually designed to go in there and actually further in that direction, because this notch here is to go around there. I don't need to do as much as that, so I don't think I'm going to use that. I don't think I need to. I think it's overkill. So what I shall do is this a lot. I'll sort all this out, and when I come to the bottom lip here, I'm not that happy with. It's a little bit on the weak side. So what I should probably do is cut this about here and then make a new piece that goes along there and comes straight over to this and joins to this here and then folds up there and deals with that side. I think that's the way I'm going to deal with that. That'll tie everything in nicely. I shouldn't get too much heat distortion because I'll only have a small fold up here, and there's not far I can go, because that's the trouble with these vans, because they're so slab sided. Heat distortion is a thing you want to really try and avoid, because you don't want the thing ending up full of filler to deal with that. So that's basically what I'm going to do on this back end here. I'll sort out anything I see up here that's not good enough and deal with it, and I think that will take care of that. So that'll be, so once that one goes down and along, this will then go in. We'll have the new panel here and down, and that'll take care of everything we see there. It's a shame really that's, you know, because the arch part of it is really good. But, you know, that lip's gone. Yes, I could do the same thing there. I could do a fold and I could deal with that, but it's just, I may as well just buy the whole panel and cut off the bit I need and weld it in. Hopefully it's, you know, it's right across here, because that's going to be the problem, but we'll see. So what I've done now is before I start ordering any panels, I really need to find out what I want to do here, because this seal here, so from there down is one panel, that, as far as I understand, returns and joins to the floor, and then there's another panel which goes all the way up there. But you can buy a repair panel that goes basically from about here down, returns in, it's got the spot welded extra panel on. You can buy cheaper ones that have got a fake seam in there, but from what I understand they're rubbish. So it's got the proper seam and goes on. So I can either buy this section, or I can buy this section that has already a spot welded piece to go on and above. I need to find out how bad it is in there before I decide which one of those two I need to order. So I dropped it back on the ground, put the wheels back on, and moved this ramp so it's out the way, ramp arm out the way, and now I'm basically going to cut into this and see what we've got to deal with in there. So yeah, I shall show you again once I've found what's in there. Alright. Okay folks, it's kind of a good news, bad news situation now. So that's it all cut out. I'm pretty happy actually. I'm happy, really happy with how this is along here. Ouch! Apart from that bit of metal that's just stuck in my finger. So I don't think I need the piece above there. I'm just going to order the piece from down here. That makes life a lot easier in terms of the repair. This is a flaw that's coming in here. I don't know how much of that I need to remove yet until I get the panel and see how that fits. I'm also really happy with how this looks. I've had a camera up inside there, and I can see that this is actually really good going forward, so I don't need to go much further forward. I may change my mind when the panel comes, but we'll wait and see on that. I'll just leave this like this for now. I'm pretty much kind of at the point of I can't go much further until I've ordered some panels. So that's the good news. The bad news, but not terrible news, is I've got a bit more work to do here. Let's bring this light around. And I need to get the outer panel. So I'm going to get that panel, the panel that goes in here, and then the arch panel around here. So I can then work out how high I want to go in here. Going up in here does require me to remove part of the interior, because I've got, if you can see it up there, there's a lot. I've peeled it away a bit, but there's a lot of insulation and stuff, it's close cell foam insulation that I put in there when I built the camper. But I'm going to need to remove that for fire risk, obviously, and I'll probably have to do that up here as well, because it will come down and under in this area. So I do need to remove part of the interior, but thankfully not all the interior. So once I do that, I've obviously got to deal with this. This comes down and onto here and forms part of this lip. Now I'm going to have to cut that out. What I shall probably do is cut this away to get better access to it, and then weld that back in again afterwards. But I'll deal with that when I get to that point, and once I've got the panels, see how they all fit, I'll then work out how I'm going to do that. And that will also then at the same time deal with the problem here, which was pretty much the reason we started digging further into this anyway. But yeah, not too bad really. I'm pretty happy with that. I thought it was going to be quite a lot worse, especially that section there. I thought that was going to be really bad, but you can see that's great. I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, and I've also there was a little bubble there. I've cleaned that up. There's nothing to worry about in there, and I did the same on. Remember, I mentioned this one here at the front, and that's all fine. I'm happy with that. So yeah, not too bad really. I mean, the thing is now I'm at the stage where I can't really do anything else until I get some panels, because I need to see how they fit, and then how that affects how much I take out. But yeah, so that's it for this episode. Next episode will be starting to put it all back together again. So we'll see you on that one. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.